I have compassion for you as a student because I'm still a student of life. And I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I know I'm here right now, and I know my strengths and my weaknesses. I know my gifts, and I know what I'm ready to share, and I'm an open book.
Yeah. I am completely convinced that your skill set is only about 20% maybe of what this business really is.
Yeah,
From your experience, you feel the same?
I absolutely do. And I feel like that's why personal branding plays a big role in it too. Like people are buying into you versus your skill set. Yeah, your skill set is nice, that's great, but also like your values.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean by values?
Your values, so it's really important to understand your own values because then that's going to attract the right business partner, the right client versus customer. So, for example, a value is, do you put family first? Are you big on your health, your wealth, or self-care? Like, what are your core values? What are the things that you believe in?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. How was different for you in your perspective from value versus brand or branding?
What's different from value versus branding?
Yeah.
Value is, well, my values are close to my heart.
Good.
So that's something that I live out daily.
That's good.
Branding. Branding is something that I always need to reach out to my mentors or my strategists or just like my mom, my close knit team, because I'm shy when it comes to, I guess, really shining a light on what it is that I do. I'm really humble, or I kind of downplay it. So with the branding part, is not my strongest part of me. So that's why I really communicate to my clients through my values. That's where I speak from.
Yeah. So from your perspective, when a client thinks of you and they're about to make a reference, what are they thinking about?
I think they're thinking about the ambiance, especially the environment that they're going to be in, professionalism, details, safety,
Yeah.
confidence, just to name a few.
Yeah, that's good. So when I'm explaining branding, I don't have any formal training. I'm self-taught and everything.
Okay.
I've done everything the wrong way,
Okay.
and I've learned how to do some things the right way.
I can relate.
So one of the things that I learned is that when I get into arguments with college students all the time because I listen to like the textbook stuff.
Yeah.
And I listen to like what they say about business and what they say about branding and all that. I'm like, oh, branding is just your reputation. What comes to mind when people think of you?
Right.
That's the embodiment of your brand. And logos and colors only help represent the idea that people already have.
Right.
So I ask you those questions. So when I'm talking to the guys in the shed, they can hear, oh, her branding is this. She put more focus on the details, the cleanliness, the ambiance, the professionalism. That is your brand.
Yes.
You are not that makeup artist that's going to have dirty brushes, that's going to have people breaking out.
No.
Doesn't sound like you're going to be running behind a lot. And if you are, you're going to communicate very well.
Yes.
And make that client feel like extra important.
Yes.
Even if you might be thinking something else in your head.
Yes. Yeah. They can't know I'm freaking out. Yeah. There's a certain
Yeah.
level of professionalism that I have to communicate to the client or give out to the client
Yeah.
to make them feel safe and reassured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into this a little bit. Welcome back
All right.
to this is going to be number 1 and number 2 of the second season of BarberShed. The reason why I'm calling this the season 2 is because everything from here on out is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to specifically be bringing in and reaching out to other professionals that I personally see that I believe add a lot of value to the industry that us as barbers, we can start adopting into what we do day to day. So the first thing that I learned from the guests is that I have to step my game up on just overall appearance. This is the shed, so we're gonna be vulnerable, open, transparent. That's how it goes. So that's the first thing that I'm learning off the bat. We have Miss Nicole Richardson from, are you located in Naperville still?
Yes.
Naperville, Illinois. Anybody, if you're from Chicago, no, we just say Chicago. We don't even say the little small suburbs.
We don't.
You do the same thing?
Yeah.
All right, so can we learn a little bit about who you are, what you do, how long you've been doing it?
Yeah. All right. First and foremost, thank you for having me on BarberShed Season 2. So geeked to be here. So yeah, a little bit about me. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've owned my salon in Naperville for 6 years. My mother was my momager. So my mom and my stepdad, I have very supportive parents.
Very
So
nice.
starting out, they were my lifeline in business. They knew that makeup was a passion for me, and I wanted to be a celebrity makeup artist at one point. And they funded my whole, I would say, like 3 to 4 year journey on just becoming an entrepreneur and helping me to run my business. And before, I wanted to just move out to the West Coast because I really was strong on pursuing this celebrity makeup artist dream. And my mother was like, well, before you make it somewhere else, you need to make it here first. Yeah. And she really wanted me to have the right tools and use all of my resources, which I knew nothing about at the time because I had left COD. And so I'm like, you know what, Mom, I'm ready to make some money right now. I'm ready to be more hands-on because I didn't have a big interest in school. And I learned differently too. So she was like, okay, well, I found this school, Pivot Point. So you're going to go to school and you're going to study skin because that's going to set you apart from the competition. So went to school, graduated Pivot Point in 2012. But as I was in school at Pivot Point, in the evening time, I would take makeup classes during the day. And then I would do photo shoots. So by the time I graduated Pivot Point, I already had my business up and running. I already knew people, and I had a little bit of clientele.
Nice.
So that's how I started to build. Yeah. And yeah, here I am today.
Yeah. What was the first location you worked out of?
My first location was out of my living room.
Nice.
Yeah, out of my living room. And my first way of marketing myself was on Facebook and Instagram.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. Nice. So you're in the living room and you primarily did makeup and skincare, right?
Yeah.
And then from the living room, where'd you go?
I went to the south side of Chicago. There was a salon owned by, her name is Midget, and it was Issues Barber and Beauty Salon. I think it was off 34th and Cottage, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so I would drive all the way from Naperville to the south side and accommodate clients.
Why there?
Why there? Because she gave me a booth. And I was able to have like this really elaborate vanity. And a lot of my clients were in the city.
Okay.
At the time, that's who was supporting me.
Yeah. So it was about location. It was about opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah.
And then how long did you spend there?
I was there for a few months. And then I was on the west side of Chicago on Western and Madison at Fashionable Addictions.
Nice.
So I would be in, that was owned by Danny from Fashionable Addictions. And so she had a clothing boutique.
Yeah.
So these were two successful Black women opening their doors for me. And yes, I would work out on the main floor and do makeup, or sometimes like in the back closet, like stockroom area.
Okay, nice. Nice. So from there, what happened?
From there, Danny had another location. She moved to Oak Park.
Did you have a strong relationship with Danny?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it about that relationship?
She was an entrepreneur, and she believed in a lot of her people, like everybody around, like women, men, kids.
Yeah.
She was a hustler, still is.
Yeah.
And so she really like opened up her doors, or just, I saw her empower a lot of people.
Yeah. So early on, it sounds like you were into mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Always.
Where'd you get that from?
Where did I get the idea of mentorship from?
Yeah, because Chicagoans are so cocky and so arrogant.
Yeah.
We like to be self-made, literally, where we don't reach out to nobody.
Right.
And if we do, we keep that to ourselves.
Right.
You're on camera openly talking about the people that helped you along the way. Just like the first time that I heard you, and you talked about the people that helped you along the way.
Yes.
And, you know, that's meaningful in so many ways, but that's not the norm.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I always feel like if there's a camera and someone interviewing me, that's my opportunity to shed light on the people that paved the way for me.
Yeah.
So, but I would say my mother played a big part in that.
Yeah.
She always told me to like give thanks to people and just, you know, like ask people for help. My mother always helped me.
Yeah.
So I'm never afraid to ask for help.
I like your mom.
And you do.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, she's dope.
That's
She really is. I'm
Yeah.
definitely beyond blessed, because even though she's not an entrepreneur, like she has a way of showing me things or giving me advice on certain things.
Yeah.
And
good.
it's always been 100% on point.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's great. Make me think about my mom.
Made me cry.
So, this person has a lot of influence on you.
Yeah.
When did you start branching off and doing your own thing?
I would say months later, when I really knew the type of artist that I wanted to be. I no longer wanted to focus on celebrities. I saw that it was bringing in a different clientele. I saw that I was going into areas that I didn't want to be in. And I know that my mom and myself didn't invest that much into my education for me to go to those places or deal with those individuals. It was no longer like motivating or inspiring me.
Got it.
So I knew this was like a time for growth. So.
Can I ask how old you were at this time?
How what?
How old were you at that time?
Ooh, let's see. I started at 19, my journey. I was probably like 23.
That level of awareness and self-awareness, and the fact that you didn't say, oh, I was there for a couple of years doing this. You was there for months at this place, and then you moved.
Yes.
It didn't sound like you moved because you couldn't stand the person that was there, getting into fight. None of that. It was, you've outgrown the space.
Yes.
Next level.
Yes.
And it took months.
Yes.
That's also abnormal.
I definitely feel like it's who you surround yourself with. So I'm not one to be complacent. I'm always looking for more.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the difference between wanting more and being greedy?
Ooh. The difference for me, being greedy is definitely biting off more than you can chew, more than you can handle. Yeah, that's just too much, and you don't have any idea on how to grasp it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you made your next step, your next move, did you do it with a plan, or did you use gut instinct?
More so gut instinct. I wish I was a planning person. I am now. Then no. I'd have a thought, I have an idea, and I'm like, okay, this is the idea that I have, Mom. So, and she make it happen.
So you had gut instinct, but you also had support.
Yes.
What would you say to the person that got gut instinct and they by themselves?
Great question. Make a plan.
Make a plan.
Yeah, I feel like support is necessary. Support builds on your self-esteem and on your confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have all of that, in one, and then maybe you don't need all of that support, but at least establish a plan. So at least you can have like a checkpoint of, okay, I'm going in this direction, and I can check this part off.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So where are you at now?
Where am I at now? Let's see, we in 2023. I am a makeup educator. I am a lash educator. So I teach lash extension courses as well. I teach makeup courses for the everyday woman and for beauty students. Mm-hmm. And I'm also currently enrolled in school to get my instructor's license for aesthetics.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm in the process of building my own academy, which I'm really excited about. I'm passionate about education and just teaching people who want to take their businesses to the next level.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So I reached out to you.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I think I want your perspective.
Okay.
What made you say yes?
Made me say yes. Well, when I think of you, Big Bro Mike, that's what I call Mike. When I think of you, I think of all great things. Number one, I'm like, I love the setup here. I'm like, this is a man, like, he's serious about his craft. Like, whatever you're doing in here, education and even creating a personable experience for your clients, you take it seriously. I can relate to that. I'm very serious about ambiance and just my craft and my career and where I want to take it. So I see that in you, and when I walk in here, your content is very on point. It's relatable. And I like the questions that you ask. I feel like you ask the right questions. And for me to be able to reach the audience that I want to reach, I felt like it was a great opportunity to come on here and be interviewed by you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So who are you trying to reach?
I am trying to reach students. Students who are starting out, who don't know where to begin. I know how that feels. I know how that is. And also anyone who's been in business for themselves for a few years and they may feel a little stuck. Yeah. And they want to elevate.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Why do I want to reach these people? Mm-hmm. Because of my experience, I have strategy. I have systems that I've built over the years. I have experience. I have passion. Mm-hmm. And I want to see people grow. I want to see my people grow. Yeah. I want to see the beauty business like evolve to what I know it can be.
Yeah. Where do you see the beauty business, and where do you see that it could be?
I definitely see that education will be top priority for a lot of people. Yeah. People investing more in their education. I respect self-taught. I am partly self-taught too, but I feel like there is always a place and time for us to learn from one another, to learn from the experts in this industry. And I feel like that's what's gonna keep it evolving and keep it innovative. Yeah, yeah.
If we elevate, mm-hmm. we invest more in ourselves, take education serious.
Yes.
What would that do for the customer?
Oh, to make them feel 100% safe, 100% comfortable. And I would even think for the customer or the client that they will definitely respect the industry more. Mm-hmm. And if we are all on the same page with the structure of it or similar structures of it, mm-hmm. or the professionalism of it, the cleanliness of it, mm-hmm. and the rates, I feel like that would make a big, like, positive change.
Yeah.
for a lot of us.
A question I get asked pretty often is, why would I put barbers on my page and I got customers? Aren't I afraid that I'm going to lose clients?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's no, because I feel like if I can take and invest in local barbers
Mm-hmm.
and bring them up skill-wise
Right.
and what I've learned, not to say that I'm the best at all,
Mm-hmm.
although you don't want to smoke, and also help people to bring up their price point.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've taken pricing off the table. We've taken skill set off the table. Now clients can actually connect with the person that's actually a good fit for them.
Yes.
Because a lot of us have clients that really don't have no business being our clients. It's just we the best option.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they get on our nerve.
Mm-hmm.
We get on their nerve.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just not a good fit all the time.
No.
And I mean that. I mean, my clients that heard me talk about this, they know what I'm saying. But it's more so, I think, if we can even the playing ground and stop holding the information to ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and be more open,
Yeah.
I think not only do we make one another better because we sharpen one another,
Yes.
but we also make the client experience better because they're getting better services.
Right.
They're not having to be in the barbershop and the barber is because he's underpriced himself. He has to do 4 to 5 people in an hour because he got to rush.
Yeah.
Now he can slow himself down,
Yeah.
wash his hands,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
talk to his client, ask about how he's going,
Yeah.
how's everything going, and be able to recognize, hey, this client is going someplace very important. Let's change up this hairstyle. Let's change up this look.
Yeah.
You can actually pay attention now
Yes.
because you're not rushing.
I feel like just you saying that opened up just another aspect of what I would want to see in the beauty industry, how I would like to see it evolve, is because we spend a lot of personable time with people. So it's a very personable and intimate experience that we have with these clients.
Yeah.
And so we get to know each other, like the intimate parts of the client's life, giving advice. And image is a lot in today's society. And it plays a big part in people's lives.
Yeah.
So, like customizing the haircuts, customizing the products that's being used on the customer's skin.
Right.
Or even, the makeup and that look that you want to portray. It's a lot of detailed work, and so that needs to be taken seriously.
Why do you think it has to be taken seriously and can't just continue to be the same way that it has been?
No, I feel like because we're in changing times. Definitely. And that's why we have trends. Like some things are, a trend is becoming popular, or you can focus on a timeless look. I like to focus on things that are more timeless because I don't want you to date what year I did that makeup. So I won't use certain colors. That's why my work isn't extremely bold. But I do love beautiful, glamour, dramatic makeup. Absolutely. But that's just not who my clients are.
That's good.
But yeah, it's super important to know all those things and just to keep evolving because you'll get better at your craft too.
Excuse me. So,
Yes.
with that being said, you trying to reach out to the generation coming up in the schools,
Yes.
and you still trying to, and you would even be willing to open up for those who have been doing this for a while. They got some experience.
Yes.
But they feel stuck.
Yes.
You want to be able to help them out because you got strategies and you got things that you've built that you know that works.
Yes.
Once you have them and once you give them the strategy, you kind of leveling the playing field. We talked about a couple of different things when we were messaging one another. Out of all those, let me go back to what do you think is the most important? Them understanding their values as a professional, as a person, and just who they are as an individual, getting into their own situation, whether it's a salon suite or they own a traditional salon, or is it something else?
Definitely, I would say understanding your values and your vision
Yeah, yeah.
first.
You think someone could build a successful business, have a great clientele, and still not understand their values?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe they started out understanding their values, but then along the way it can get lost.
Yeah. How have you learned or are learning to stay grounded in your values?
Number one, God. And then second is my family, the people closest to me.
Yeah.
And me, I'm really big on self-preservation, self-motivation, and just everything that's going to help me understand more about the way that I think,
Yeah.
what helps me to stay organized, what helps me to function properly.
Yeah.
Because being an entrepreneur is a load.
Yeah.
It's nothing small.
Nothing. God, dog.
And I think starting out, I didn't think it was this big, or I didn't think it was super important.
Yeah.
But just juggling all aspects, I have to be grounded.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I could lose it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot that I feel like we could talk for like a long time.
Yes.
About a lot of different things.
Yes.
And it sounds like you feel like values are like the most important for a person to understand, because I feel like if they understand, I feel like if they understand their values, they understand what's important to them.
Yeah.
They understand not only their values, but what they have to offer that's valuable to their customer.
Yeah.
They can make smarter decisions,
Right.
whether they are being celebrity makeup artist, barber, hairstylist.
Yeah.
Whether they want to open up a traditional salon or barbershop.
Right.
Whether they want to be in a salon suite.
Right.
They can build the whole business around those values.
For sure.
Yeah. So, how would you start?
How would I start a business?
How would you start training somebody to discover their values?
I would ask them first and foremost, just what are some characteristics that are important to you?
Let's do it like this. It makes fun.
Okay.
You can do it on me.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you. All right, big bro Mike. What are your 3 top values?
My 3 top values.
Mm-hmm.
My 3 top values are, this is the same answer, to glorify God and enjoy Him forever. That's number 1. It's not just doing work, but it's
Right.
enjoying the work that I'm doing. It is to raise God-honoring men who would raise God-honoring children. And number 3 is to make a lasting impression on someone's life that would make a difference for the better in our community. Those are the 3 most things that's important.
The 3 most things. Wow, those are powerful. Very powerful. I'm like, I want to start praying now. Yeah.
Yeah, I discovered a long time ago that I don't actually like cutting hair as much as I like seeing a person feel better about themselves.
Yes.
As a person.
So with those 3 top values, how could you see yourself implementing that in a mentee?
That's a good question. How can I see myself implementing those values? First, I would need to know what do they believe about this world and how it's created?
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe that if you believe that nothing exploded and then everything just happened, you can live your life just haphazardly, just doing whatever comes to mind.
Yeah.
But if you view the world as something created,
Mm-hmm.
there's this sense of reverence that you have.
Mm.
We don't even have to get into the
Right.
specifics just yet, but at least
Right.
I just know how to handle you because I wouldn't want to take my personal convictions
Mm-hmm.
and now make them mandatory for my mentee.
Right.
But I know where I'm going to try to move them to.
Right.
But at least I just know where you stand.
Right.
The next thing I want to do is, once I know how they view the world, is we're going to do an assessment.
Okay.
I need to know, what are you good at? What are you not that good at?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you know about that you haven't quite learned yet?
Right.
And then it would be the things that you're good at, what problems do they solve for the consumer?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I start everything.
That's on point. I agree with that.
I'm doing okay so far?
Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's clear direction. For sure. And I love that you mentioned the assessment part, to assess like where someone is,
Yeah.
and just seeing the areas where their strengths and their weaknesses are.
Mm-hmm. So, what's the next thing you got for me?
All right, let's see. Go to my notes here. So if a barber is starting out or leaving barber school and they're starting out on their own, how would they know if they're ready to rent out a barber chair or get their own suite?
How would they know? Okay, so the quick answer is, when you look at your bank account, what does it tell you?
Right, the zero is zeroing. It's a no.
Yeah, so, but the way that I would do it is, I would look at the data.
Okay.
Look at the customers that you have coming in. Can you distinguish between the customers that come in and the clients that come in?
Mm-hmm.
Do you clearly understand the difference? Because if you make a move, the customer might not necessarily follow you. The client will. Not all the time, but it could be.
Okay.
That's the first thing. So you have to prepare for a drop off. Depending on, you went from the south side to the west side.
Right.
I went from the west side all the way back to Bellwood, the suburbs. So, and I had 2 people follow me. I had to start all the way over.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I was younger. So that's where I'm. So you got to distinguish between the customer and the client.
Okay.
If you have you have to do a proper assessment of how much does it cost you to run your business.
Mm-hmm.
Like for the products that you have, the products that you want to use, anything that you use in business, marketing, whatever, however much it costs, whether it's $500 a month, $1,000 a month, doesn't matter. How much does it cost you?
Right.
With your core clients that come repeatedly, often enough, how much money are you generating off of them? That you can almost count as like, okay, this is money in the bank.
Okay.
I feel like if your budget or your cash flow plan says that you can afford this move for 6 months, you're ready.
Right. You're ready. So you were mentioning clients and customers. What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
The customer is the person they tend to put more emphasis on what's most convenient, what price range,
Right.
and they normally are led by that. The client is that I have a problem, and my service provider is the only one that understands my problem. So it doesn't matter where they're at,
Right.
or what it costs. I have a problem that I can't deal with on my own.
Right.
I need them.
Okay. That's good. So you also mentioned just keeping track of your expenses. I'm a new business owner and I don't understand where to start.
Really?
Yeah, my bank account on E. Like what are some good strategies that I could implement as a new barber?
How much does it cost you to put that key in that doorknob?
Okay. That's where we could start.
That's where you can start.
Okay.
You ain't got no business if you don't have a location.
Right.
So, how much does that cost?
Okay.
How much does it cost for your products?
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How much insurance to protect the overall investment?
Oh, I need insurance.
Your liability insurance. You got your life insurance.
Okay.
It may apply to you
Mm-hmm.
getting key man insurance.
What's key man insurance?
Key man insurance is I don't personally have it because I'm a single operator, but
Mm-hmm.
a key man insurance is that if the business is built off an individual person
Mm-hmm.
and that person starts expanding and
Okay.
because they want to step away,
Mm-hmm.
the key man insurance is to cover the loss that would happen in the event that customers are only coming for that person and they aren't ready to switch over to the new people.
Okay.
You see that happening in like a lot of churches.
Yeah.
When like a pastor is transitioning.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So you got your insurance, how much you got your product, your internet, water, light, gas,
Yep.
all
Your utilities.
utilities.
Okay.
The things that make the customer experience great. So that's the air fresheners, that's the water, the wine, whatever that may be.
Okay.
Then whatever else that makes your business special.
Mm-hmm.
You got that. Got that total number
Mm-hmm.
for the month.
Right.
Do that times 12.
Okay. Because that's for the year.
Yep. Now add 15%.
Okay.
You want to add 15% because you're not trying to break even.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to be profitable.
Right.
Now, you as an individual, let's say you're in a situation where you're working by yourself. Now I need to know my personal expenses.
Mm-hmm.
How much does it cost me to live?
Right.
How much does it cost me to live the lifestyle that I desire to live? Not just where I'm currently at.
Right.
Because I want to do some stuff. I want a vacation. I like steak and lobster.
Yep.
That's my favorite. So I like. So you want to have a good number of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Add another 20% or 15%, or it can be 10. That depends on you. You want to make sure that you go above because again, you don't want to break even. You want to be profitable.
Right.
Times 12. So now you have your big number.
Right.
Now you determine your how many weeks you want to work that year.
Mm-hmm.
You may not want to be like me and work 52 weeks.
Okay.
You may actually want to take a vacation.
Yes.
How many weeks you want to work?
Yeah.
Then how many days you work?
Mm-hmm.
You want to break this all down to
Right.
where you have your daily target number.
Right.
Does the business that you currently have support that target number?
Right.
So just to make it easy, simple math.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why everybody talk about six figures, but let's talk about six figures. So if it's $100,000,
Okay.
how many weeks would you want to work?
Ideally, I say I'm up there with you, big bro Mike. So I work 52 weeks too.
Yeah. So we're gonna give you a 2-week vacation.
Okay.
So that's $2,000 a week.
Okay.
How many days do you work?
I work 4.
You work 4, so divided by 4. So we got $500 a day.
Mm-hmm.
How many hours do you work in a day?
I usually work 5 to 8.
Do you have a break in there?
Yes. An hour.
You have an hour break, so 5 in the morning to 8 in the evening?
No, I do like 9 to 5.
Oh, 9 to 5. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. 5 to 8 hours, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You work 5 to 8 hours.
Yes.
So average 7 hours you work?
Yes.
Average.
Yep.
Divided by 7. So your hourly target is $72. Okay. Now with that being said, how long does it take you for your average service?
It takes me about an hour.
It takes about an hour. So your average service can't be no less. Every hour you have to generate $72.
Yes.
No less than $72 for those numbers.
Right.
The state of your business, you have to determine, is my business, can it be this way consistently for 3 to 6 months?
Yeah.
It's a clear yes or no.
Yes.
Yes, I'm there, or no, I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not there yet, you have a clear line. You have a clear plan, a clear target.
Mm-hmm.
Get my business up where I'm making $72 an hour.
Yep.
Then I can make my next step.
Exactly. And that's how I think of it. So I got to that number the same as you, but in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big, strong math person. So I just got to keep it super simple for me, which is how much money do I want to make a day?
Mm-hmm.
I'll start with that.
That's good too.
How much money do I want to make in a week and then in a month?
Yep.
And so I guess I kind of do it a little backwards.
I don't think it's backwards because I would say if you single, you don't have any children,
Right.
and you really can just do whatever you want,
Yeah.
pull it out of thin air. Just make up something.
That's why it's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Just if you want to make $300,000 a year.
Yep. Yeah.
Let's do the math.
Yeah.
Because it's all in the math.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has a number value to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like the next thing that I would probably pass on to a mentee is that I don't have the ability to take you someplace that I have personally never been.
Right.
There's
no way.
I can't do that. And I've learned how to live off of just breaking even.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you that it sucks and that it weighs on you mentally.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing that I would be passing on to that mentee is to learn from my mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, because mistakes can cost us, but if we could, save the next person and help them pivot through hard times or something that we've been through, experienced before, yeah, that'll save them a lot of time.
Yeah. So I've been doing this for a couple of years, and now you got me thinking, and you're making me think about my core values and what it is I believe about. And then you asked me this question I wasn't ready for about what am I going to immediately pour into my own mentee. I'm thinking you about to tell me how I'm going to get to this bag and how I'm going to get to the celebrities. This is not what I was expecting. It almost sounded like you was basically saying that, look, as I'm pouring into you, I need you to make a commitment to pour into someone else.
Yes. That's how we keep this thing going. And your values are important so you don't compromise.
Yeah.
So you don't overwork yourself for whatever odd reason it is. Yeah. So you don't attract the wrong type of clients for whatever reason.
I got you a water early. You want it?
Like water? Yeah, I'll take a light.
That's good.
Thank you.
I was wondering what was missing.
The water.
So, what did I just say?
I forgot.
So, pouring into other people.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, pouring into other people. You thought, you was going to learn how to get the bag, which you do get the bag, but we got to set a secure foundation because I need to know that you're in this for the right reasons and that you'll commit to your own values. If you commit to those values, then you'll be able to commit to the journey.
Yeah.
Because it's a journey.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
I'm someone, I'd love instant gratification, but that doesn't always happen.
Yeah. So what's the next thing?
The next thing, what's a big part that I like to talk to mentees about is how to pay themselves. I did that wrong coming out or starting out in business. I wasn't shown that.
Yeah.
So
how do you pay yourself?
How do I pay myself now is I take a percentage out of my weekly expenses out of my budget. So I have a certain budget for myself. I won't get into numbers, but I have a certain budget for myself. And I set that aside and I'm able to spend that amount just on myself.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But now I really do my financial due diligence and I write down and I review my monthly expenditures. Now I'm slowing down on this part because this has been or had been a struggle for me for the past few years
Okay.
of numbers.
Yeah.
Because I love the artistry part of it. I like being hands-on, love the business part of it, but those numbers, just looking at them is super overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely so.
So, yeah, so now it's so much better when I sit down and I look at everything, my monthly expenditures, because then I get to see, am I stealing from myself or is somebody else stealing from me? Because when you having all this cash or all these transactions and you're not knowing, you're just thinking, oh, okay, like I'll make another grand today or tomorrow and it's going to come in.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get it, or as fast as you get it, is as fast as it goes.
Yep.
So for me, I need to know where my money goes. And then I have a goal. You know, I want to be wealthy. I want to be a multimillionaire. Well, I need to start thinking like a millionaire.
Yeah.
I know they know where their money's going.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So it sounds like, um, what you're saying is that you have a vision in your mind of the type of person that you want to be, and you've made it your business to start acting like them.
Yes. Got to become it. I got to walk it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Even before you get there.
Yes.
You don't wait until you get there and then you're going to start pulling it
Right.
together.
Because then I won't be ready. So I need to have those healthy habits now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm a part of your academy. Is this is what it's going to be like for me for the time we spend together? Ask me about what my core values is, and now you got me thinking about how I'm important to other people. We got into talking about money a little bit, and I think okay about money, but now it's like you're challenging me to raise my level of thinking to become something that I don't even quite feel like I even can do it.
Well, this is why it's important for us to tap into your mindset, where you are now in your mindset.
Yeah.
So I can understand that and help give you the right tools, strategies, and tips, and just habits to even implement in your daily life. So it's helpful to see how you see yourself in the world. That's super important.
Yeah.
Because how you see yourself plays a big part in your role and what you feel or believe your role is.
Yeah.
So if you believe it's not a big role or, I don't see myself as greater, you're limiting yourself. That's a limiting self-belief.
Yeah.
So this is why we need to do the groundwork and understand your mindset.
Yeah. Are we going to do that a lot in your academy?
Yes, that's the route.
That's the route.
That's the route because I believe in self-care for entrepreneurs.
That's good. That's good. I like it. So what's next for me, then? I'm a believer. I'm a believer because it sounds like you ain't gonna give me a book and then just leave me out there.
No, can't give you a book and leave you out there. But what we're gonna do is understand what your goals are in business, what your overall vision is, and we're gonna create some strategies and a plan to help you get there.
Yeah.
So establish some groundwork and then things that you need to do first.
Yeah. It's not enough that I'm good at what I do already?
No. It's not enough for you to be talented because what is important to understand is that our gifts and our talents aren't just for us. So you need to understand that, number one, is bigger than you, is bigger than us, is bigger than me. That's why I'm teaching it. It's not just for me to possess and walk this earth or, move throughout business and just be like, oh, okay, like I got it.
Yeah.
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 So you need to understand like what what are the reasons that you're doing this for? Who are your clients? What are you offering your clients? What is the solution that you're offering to the world? Do we understand that, even though you have a great talent and a great gift?
Yeah.
What are you doing with it?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just out here. I'm out here cutting. What do you mean? I'm doing work all day.
What do you see yourself, if you weren't cutting, what could you see yourself doing? Or another question is, if you didn't get paid to cut, would you still cut?
I absolutely would.
You absolutely would.
Yeah.
And who are your target clients? Or who is your ideal client?
Oh, my ideal client is that guy who just has a desire to just take care of his responsibilities, whether it is that he has a family, wife, children, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And he feels like that's what he's supposed to do. He's happy in doing it.
Okay.
But he feels like he needs to become like someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what the world is portraying. The reason why that's my ideal client is because I want to show that guy we don't need another one of them.
Mm-hmm.
We've been waiting on you.
Yeah.
All of my clients, I turn towards the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have barber posters and stuff up with different looks.
Right.
It's because I'm trying to discover more about you, who you are as a person, and what new look, what new style can we pull from you?
From you, yeah.
So it's that person that feel compelled to just be themselves and do the work to take care of what they've been given responsibility for, but they feel tempted to become something else.
Right. Ooh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. I like the underdog.
I believe that's important because you may have a client that comes and sit in your chair. They're like, well, can I see pictures of your work? Or I don't know what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trusting you.
Yeah.
And they're
Happens all the
expecting
time.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Happened this morning.
It happened this morning.
Mm-hmm. Guy came in and he was one of the models for the Free Cut Mondays, and he had an idea of something that he wanted in his head, and this Free Cut Monday, so I wasn't being very professional. I kind of chuckled at first, like, "Oh, you thought you was about to get no, bro." So
This ain't
this
that.
is this is not that. That's you talking about $150 worth of bro.
So what's the free cut Mondays?
So the Free Cut Monday is you come in, and I'm gonna pick what we do.
Okay. Oh.
For my content,
Right.
and for the BarberShed Academy.
Ah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So that's why I'm doing Free Cut Monday, and that's almost over with because I pretty much got almost all the looks that I need. So yeah, but in exchange for me be able to take as much time as I need and to get my thoughts out, let me borrow you for about 90 minutes.
90 minutes. Wow. And are there any requirements for your model?
The requirement is that you have to be open to suggestion. I'm going to take into consideration how you normally look and what you desire to look like, because I can use the consultation as part of the teaching process.
Okay.
But like this morning, what the guy wanted to get, one, that was never even an option. I don't even have that on my menu anymore.
Okay.
But two, it was another one of those situations where it was like he's trying to become someone else. You're trying to completely change on a chemical level who you are.
Wow.
No. Bro, you have some amazing hair.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is we're going to make this texture the highlight of your haircut.
Wow.
And and you're gonna hear me talk more about how I love your hair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it in the microphone.
Right.
I need you to see yourself the way I see you.
Yeah. So you're pouring into that client during that 90-minute session.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's powerful stuff.
And it was more so. I need the barbers, anybody a part of BarberShed now or in the future. I need you to know that you can build a really successful, sustainable business if you took your eyes off of your needs and focus more on what people need in this world.
Right.
If you focus more on serving, you're going to be taken care of.
Yep. Regardless.
Now, if you don't know your numbers, you get taken advantage of.
Yeah. That's something else.
So you got to know, you have to know your numbers. You have to know that for you, like what we talked about, if your goal is $100,000 and you want to do it in 4 days, then you know that if you're doing less than $72 an hour, then it's one day that key is not going to work in their door.
Right. Yeah. And them lights going to be off.
So you have to know your numbers, but once you have that foundation, you have that going, and you put more of the focus on serving people.
Right.
And serving people may actually mean that I only can do a better service if I invest in my education.
Right.
I can service the client better if I read something on style and trend. I can better myself if I go pick up a magazine and see what's trending.
Right.
See what's hot. I probably can service you better if I actually listen and I memorized your name.
For sure. Yep. Well, that's all a part of, adding to the customers or client's experience. And they're gonna remember you too. Yeah. Because they're gonna be like, yeah, Mike really took his time with me and made me feel good about myself.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So I like this journey that we're going down. You got me thinking about my core values. I'm a little nervous about signing up for this school because I don't think that I can, but you're making me feel like I can. You're making me feel like it's possible because you just told me that you're not going to give me a book and just leave me out there. And you kind of have me open up a little bit. Is there a next step?
Yes. So after we went to a review, just identifying what your self needs are and self values are, how to prioritize your values. Then we're moving forward to how to cultivate your healthy habits in business and self. Okay. Because health is wealth. So we need to eat healthy. We need to exercise. Even if it's not regularly, I don't want to put that pressure on you.
You did.
You did. But it's important, okay? Like, get some cardio in at least 30 minutes. It's just, I'm a strong believer in just how you love yourself just shows the capacity that you'll be able to love others or even implement in other people. I've been through that where I'm just running. I'm running on E. My glass is half empty or all the way empty. And I need to pour back into myself. But before I even pour back into myself, I'm still running around trying to pour into others. And it's not a really good experience. It's not enjoyable for me. And I'm coming first as the artist, as just a person.
You don't feel that selfish?
I think it is a form of being selfish, but you have to be selfish because who else is going to get it done for you? Right. You spend 100% of your time with yourself and with your own thoughts. So it's important to create those healthy habits, create those healthy conversations, healthy tasks. Yeah. So we're going to go through that. We're going to do all those things, and all those steps and tips are super important because when it's time to manage stress, because there is stress that does come with running your own business and being in the service industry and working with individuals, but we're going to show you how to manage that stress.
Mm. So you're saying this pressure that I feel is normal,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
that it's okay,
Yes.
and it doesn't mean that I shouldn't be out here.
No.
Keep going.
Pressure creates diamonds.
Mm.
You need that pressure to keep going.
That was a soundbite.
For sure. Sometimes there is purpose in pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have that pressure, that space where you feel like confined, like where's the growth? Like you need that. You need like a sign, an indication that okay, like I'm going in the right direction. Because my mother always told me, like, everything that you want to obtain isn't always easy, or what's easy isn't worth obtaining.
Yeah.
And if it's something that you want really bad, you better apply that pressure.
Yeah.
Because somebody else is.
Mm. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go. Then now we'll move on to business.
Oh, shit.
But hey, we got them foundations out the way. Yeah.
That's good. So where are we going in business?
So now we're going to start with just how to manage your schedule. I'm just going to go through a few topics that we'll touch on. How to manage your schedule, how to create a schedule. I don't know if you like to use like a planner or a scheduling system.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Booksy ambassador, proudly. I like Booksy because it does a lot of things on the back end that I don't really have to go in and do.
That's good.
Yeah. How about you? What do you use?
So I've been using online booking for 16 years.
Okay.
So I've been everywhere.
Okay.
I've been with Booksy before.
Okay.
But there's a level of control that I have to have.
Yeah.
That I don't get with Booksy.
Like what?
So at the time when I was with Booksy,
okay,
I did not want to change over my processing from Square over to Booksy.
Okay.
So when I was with Booksy and clients figured out that I was still only taking payments in the salon, they were able to get out of the no call, no show without consequence.
Because you didn't accept deposits?
Not through Booksy, because
okay.
I wanted all of my payments to be run through Square.
Yeah.
Because of the relationship that I have with Square.
I got you.
I didn't want to split up the income.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah. So now they did reach out to me before. They was like, we got Square now.
Yep,
so,
they do.
I did go. I went back to Booksy for a couple of months. This was last year before last.
Okay.
And I was with them for a while. And then when I saw how they started taking care of some of the barbers, and I seen some of the hairstylists with the interviews and the quality and stuff, it was like, oh man, I'm finna do this.
Yeah.
And then do you remember that one, it was like a Friday or a Saturday where Booksy Network was down?
Yes.
When that happened, I was like, no.
Yeah. And that usually never happens.
I know. But the fact that I felt so vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I didn't have control.
Yeah.
Because the things that I have in place, just in case something happens,
right,
I didn't have that anymore.
Yeah.
So Booksy is an amazing company. They were able to take my business from when I was with Squire. Because they were clutch.
Okay.
I felt like Squire built the front end of their business for the client experience first. And Booksy was dope because they made it for the technician first.
Yeah.
And then they made it pretty.
Yeah.
They were dope.
Yeah.
However, there's a certain level of control that I have to make me feel comfortable.
For sure.
Because when I feel like when it comes to the client, really when it comes to the money, right?
Yeah.
At the end, when it comes to the money,
yeah,
if somebody else has their hand on the wheel, there's a level of anxiety that I feel
right,
that I don't like.
Yeah. For sure. And I 100% understand that.
Yeah. Now, however, it would be different if my money was being processed through Booksy first.
Right.
And if they would have given me, hopefully, I can't think of my boy name that worked with Booksy, but I kept asking them, can I have access to an API key? If I had the API key, we
Okay.
would be all good.
Okay. But they weren't.
They didn't have it available for the technician.
Okay.
Are you familiar with API keys?
Is that like all your data?
API key is it's how you get things to communicate with one another.
Okay.
So I use Acuity, and I have the API key. I put that into a platform like Zapier.
Zapier. I'm familiar with Zapier. Yes.
Where the Zapier, because everything is connected, it makes sure that when somebody books an appointment,
Okay.
it also creates a contact in my Google Contacts.
Okay.
Without me having to do it. So
Okay.
it's like my assistant.
Right. Auto.
Yep. So I start automating a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But I also have Zapier make another contact into Superphone. Superphone is how I actually communicate with clients.
Okay.
When Zapier, when someone books an appointment, the appointment, what we generally see, it creates a confirmation email
Okay.
automatically. But it's putting the contact in my Google Contacts. That's my backup.
Okay.
It's also putting another contact in my Superphone. So now, when they call me or contact, I know exactly who they are. I know and I have things prompted. So now when they text me, I have Superphone. It's an automatic generated message that comes up.
Okay.
Hey, Nicole, thanks for reaching out to me. I'm working with a client right now. If you need to just know quickly my availability,
Right.
reply all cap haircut.
Right.
That generates another message with the appointment booking link.
And that's super important. So the client doesn't feel like the call goes unnoticed.
Right.
Or you're just ignoring the call. I like that.
Yeah. So I needed the softwares that I use to communicate with one another.
Okay.
And the API key allows things that weren't supposed to work together, now they can.
Okay. Wow. So were you able to extract or export your clients' information from Booksy?
So luckily I've been doing all this stuff by hand for years.
Okay.
So Booksy they had what I gave them. The only
Okay.
thing I had to extract was anything new
Right.
that was put in, which was super easy to do. Just
Okay.
download the CSV files.
Okay.
That's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But API key, I don't have to do all that.
Yeah. Now I'm looking to an API key.
Yeah, but if you're familiar with Zapier, then
Yeah.
you already know. You just
Okay.
got to get them to communicate.
Right.
Probably won't be able to do it with Booksy, but if you download your CSV files into a Google
Yep.
a spreadsheet or something like
Yep.
that.
Which I did recently, because I am looking to like transfer that data into another platform.
Yep, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got into doing that because I knew that I needed an assistant, but I couldn't afford an assistant.
Yeah.
Because I will have to pay them, but I also have to take time to train them how I think.
Right.
And I got to pay you all of this, and I'm doing more work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I just like hiring artificial intelligence. It's cheap labor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Save me some time
Yeah.
and money.
Yeah, that's how I think about it.
Yep.
So I'm a nerd, but I think nerds have a place in this world.
For sure. They're innovative. You think outside the box too. Or inside too.
Yeah. So does that work for your academy, the way that I think?
Yes. Yeah. And I feel like that adds even more value to it.
Yeah.
Just you being a student, for sure.
Yeah.
Helps us implement new ways and how to teach and new perspective.
Yeah, that's good. So on this business part that we're going, that we're, where are we going with it? Are you? How do I know that this isn't one of those businesses that you're going to teach me what I need to know, so that I'm doing the work and you're collecting all the credit?
Well, that wouldn't be fair, and that would ruin my reputation. But how do you know?
Yeah.
So we're gonna help walk you through the steps to properly set up your business, but you won't be setting it up alone. So some of the business courses will be shared with a business strategist that will help you walk through how to do these things and some things that we can do for you.
Yeah.
So you won't feel like you're alone.
Yeah. You have the same business strategist?
Yes.
She's dope.
Yeah.
I love her.
She is dope.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I want to bring her on.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely got to bring her on here.
Yeah.
She be dropping gems.
Yeah. All the time. All the time.
Yeah.
She's great.
Got her on speed dial. She in my fave 5.
Nice. So she'll be helping me on this journey in your academy? Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that makes me feel pretty comfortable.
Yes.
So once we have all this set up, now where are we going?
So now where we're going is helping you to determine what your business structure is if you already don't have one.
Yeah.
Okay. Also helping to register your business if you already haven't. Helping you to review a business plan, but we won't be writing that.
Yeah.
But we're going to give you some tips and give you some structure on how to create that, because that takes a little bit of time, depending on what your vision is. After that, helping you to establish what your brand is, giving you some tools to implement structure and organization, because that's super important, because you're going to accumulate a lot of paperwork along the way.
Yeah.
My mom taught me to hire people who have mastered their craft because, like, I can't do everything.
Yeah.
It gets overwhelming. So, yeah, that's my team.
Me being a part of your academy, could I get connected with Pablo or people
Absolutely.
he work with?
Yeah, so you'll have access to some of the resources that I use personally.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm going to really open myself up and give you all the tools and knowledge that I have to set you up for success.
So it sounds like, because I've been to a lot of classes, I've been to a lot of workshops, it sounds like what you're doing is not finding a gimmick to work on my ignorance so that you can come up.
Right, no.
You're really pouring into someone. Absolutely. And what happens if I am reluctant to do these steps?
Then you won't see the success.
Yeah.
You won't feel the growth. And maybe it'll happen in another way, but that's why it's important for me to understand, again, those values, to really see where I can help you at.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I listen to people like Steve Harvey. He said, just jump.
Mm. You got to listen to your gut with that one. And again, it's okay to jump because you want to jump, but you want to jump with the right tools and the right strategies. And when you jump, sometimes you want to see kind of like where you're going ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't just go off the deep end.
Yeah.
And not understand how to create structure or how to implement it. Or understanding your target audience, understanding the cost of your product, understanding the cost of your suite.
Yeah.
Or just the overall vision and where you're going. Because I believe definitely in jumping and taking a leap of faith. I took a leap of faith and started business, but I started with education.
So it doesn't sound like you're trying to restrict me. It sounds like you're trying to give me tools to give me more confidence to take a jump.
Yes. Yeah, and add more values, educational values, and add more structure.
Yeah.
and going over things like managing stress, or if you have an issue, like when I had an issue with a client leaving a negative review. That's something like that is detrimental for me and my business and reputation because I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And in business, it's important to be professional.
Why is the bad review? Like, if you want to, you can talk about it. But
Yeah.
I'm still from the hood, so
Yeah.
I like the stories. Like
Yeah.
I said, I'm trying to be a little formal, but I still like the stories. But if it's one review, why not just let it slide?
Because the intention behind the review and the motives from that individual were not right.
Right.
It wasn't right.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't agree with that. I couldn't sit with that. And it was fabricated. It was a lie. Now, if it's a negative review, everybody's entitled to their own experience, but you're just straight up bold-faced lying.
Yeah.
And I could not have that sit out there.
Yeah.
That's hurtful to me personally, and it's harmful for my business.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think barbers and hairstylists need to take reviews more serious?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't think that it's just about making sure you get all 4 and 5 star?
No.
It's about having honest reviews.
Honest reviews. Like, that's literally your customer's experience.
Yeah.
So, my mother trained me up to accept constructive feedback. So leaving a review, I feel like is constructive feedback, depending on their honesty level. Some people want to give you 5 stars and highlight the great aspects of it, but it is also great to know what you could work on.
Yeah.
Or what the customer was not satisfied with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which in this instance, before it got to that point, I communicated with the customer personally through email and was able to handle the situation.
Yeah.
So we've already secured the solution for the situation. But months later, after the fact, you want to come back and leave this nasty review.
Yeah.
A book at that. It wasn't just a 1 star and no words.
So I'm in your academy. We're I'm here with you, but the more we talk, the more I realize that I don't do well with criticism. Is there hope for me in your academy?
Absolutely. Because when I'm showing you how to do something different or just implementing something new, I'm not hovering. So I'm not telling you you're doing this wrong. No, it's just simply trying something new and seeing if this works out better for you.
Yeah.
And I always know, like, having constructive feedback or criticism isn't always easy, but if you have that right person that's patient with you, that understands how to communicate with you as an individual, you'll receive it a lot better.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. And that's most important because I want you to feel like this is something you can do.
Yeah.
So it's meant to inspire and motivate you because you're already self-driven. That's what brought you here. That's why you're an entrepreneur. And you already know what it is that you have. So you know your strengths and your weaknesses. But sometimes it's helpful when you can sit with someone else to really shine some light on those things.
Yeah. Yeah. So, before we go.
Yeah.
What are the core values that you have in what you're trying to do and what you're trying to build that's going to help me to add more value to the customers that I'm serving? How to lead with value, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
How to, what can I hope to gain from you that's going to give me that confidence? Because I'm thinking about opening up a salon suite, and I'm not really sure because I can talk a good game, but I'm not really sure. I don't want nobody to know I'm not good with numbers. I don't want nobody to know that I actually don't know how I came up with my price menu. I don't want nobody, I like to talk and look like I got it all together.
Okay.
But coming in and meeting you, you know, it already made me feel ashamed because I don't have a fancy black leather jacket.
A shame.
So now I already know I need to invest in my look because it's, you
Yeah.
know, it's an investment in the business,
Yeah.
and an investment in my own self-esteem.
Yeah.
And then you told me, you know, in a nice way, we're going to get in shape too.
Yeah.
Not just business-wise, but
Yeah.
physically too.
Yes.
And not one time did we pull out a brush
Mm-hmm.
to do some makeup.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I learned anything
Mm-hmm.
because I thought it was going to be about doing the makeup.
Yeah. Which we will be doing makeup too. And it isn't all just setting the foundation first, but that's throughout because I believe in having interactive courses. So you're going to get a lot of hands-on more than anything.
Yeah.
But you're also going to leave here understanding more about yourself more than anything.
So would you say that what you've learned
Mm-hmm.
that you're trying to pass on to me
Yeah.
and that you will want to communicate on camera right now
Mm-hmm.
is that knowing more about yourself and improving self has a lasting impact on the way you do business?
Absolutely. And I'll share some of my core values that I have here, which is courage, okay? Because it takes courage to do what we do. It takes courage to be here on camera, even though we don't like being on camera as much or just having our voices be heard. It also takes compassion, kindness, and appreciation for the things that we do have.
Yeah.
So those are some of the values that I share with people, with everyone who comes in contact with me, whether you're a client, my peer in this industry, or a mentee, or a stranger.
Yeah.
Those are some things that I take into account in my everyday life and try to live out those values.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. And I have compassion for you as a student because I'm still a student of life. And I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I know I'm here right now, and I know my strengths and my weaknesses. I know my gifts, and I know what I'm ready to share, and I'm an open book.
Yeah. What would you say to the upcoming makeup artists, or we are on BarberShed? Sorry, guys. What would you say to us barbers? What would you say to us barbers that are still looking at haircuts and trying to just cut like our favorite barber, and we're trying to get into maybe if I'm cutting this person, or if I'm in this location, if I worked in this city, if I maybe brought this kind of car, if I dressed this kind of way, what would you say to that person that's busy trying to dress themselves up to feel valuable?
Yeah. Ooh. First thing that I'm thinking about is that's just everything. That's just all the exterior work. That's just everything that you're just putting off. You're portraying to be this character, right? And I really feel like it's important to take a step back because without all of that, who are you?
Yeah.
And you need to look deep within yourself. Because on this journey, there's so much to learn. There's so many places to go. There's so many different people to meet. And more than anything, people are attracted to your authenticity, right? So depending on your values, again, that's who you're going after. So if you're if you're more focused in entertainment, yeah, like it's the exterior part of it, but what's the longevity in the exterior?
Yeah.
Right? So we want to start with the internal, because if you want to think ahead and you want to think in the long run, you're going to need to have those healthy habits implemented, because that's what make you who you are. And you're not just a barber. You're not just an artist or this individual that just gives to others.
Yeah.
Okay? So Ooh, there's really a lot that I could say on that. But it's really important to know who you are, and you're not just someone that services other people. I had a client tell me, like, I'm not just a makeup artist. I'm not just here to do this. Like, there is value in me just existing. And sometimes we can get lost in just doing.
That was it right here.
Yeah. And you got to remember that. You got to be mindful of that, because we'll get lost in, like, okay, we got to do this next.
Yeah.
I can relate a lot.
Yeah.
Always feeling like you got to be on the go, or got to wear this, I got to look like that. But those things come and go. And it's really important, again, just existing and just being, and being still, and being present in the moment. And even if you didn't have all of this, and I didn't have all of that, like, what is the true meaning of life and legacy that we're leaving behind?
Yeah.
Because the material things don't go with you.
Yeah.
So what are the values and things that you instilled in the people around you? What do people remember about you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what I like about what you're saying is that you're not telling me what kind of values I'm supposed to have.
No.
You just want me to discover what it is.
Yes.
And be led by that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Follow your heart.
Yeah.
Follow your instinct, because that's going to lead you down that path.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I'm understanding this correctly, your goal is not to produce another you. You just want to give them the tools to build a strong foundation, so that whoever it is that they want to become, whether it's the jerk or the nice person, whatever side you fall on, they can be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't want to attract jerks. I'll make that clear. We don't want the jerks.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, I bring that up because it's so common.
Yeah.
And you see it so much.
Yeah.
And especially in our industry, because we're so led by our accomplishments and the clientele that we have and the places that we've been.
Yeah.
It's inevitable, because you're going to have somebody that wants to connect with you solely because they saw what kind of vacation you went on.
Right.
They're going to want to connect with you solely because they seen the work that you did on this magazine with this client.
Yeah.
And they want to be a part of that, and they feel like if they with you, that's going to rub off on them.
That's true. And that's not always the case. And I do need to do a better job with showcasing on my platforms, like, who I am.
Yeah.
Because I can see just from the outside looking in how it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm definitely more than all of that.
Definitely more than all of that.
Yeah.
You definitely didn't deny that was you, but you saying that it's more.
Yeah, for sure. That's a lifestyle, for sure. I love traveling. I like the finer things in life. I love eating. I like I like all great things, but I'm honestly more than that. Like, to my core, it's deep. Like, I go to God. So, and I like to serve. I like to serve people. I like to inspire children. I love working with the youth, especially with young women, little girls. I love to focus on them. I love teaching them about entrepreneurship. That's fun for me.
That's good.
Yeah. And if I wasn't doing what I was doing now, I'd probably be working with kids.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me here.
You had kind words to say. I wasn't expecting that. I appreciate it.
Always.
How can people stay connected with you on your journey as you build this academy? Because it's not up and running just yet. You just gave us a taste of the rundown.
Yeah. So still working on how this is going to work out. because I'm currently in school, so I need to graduate first.
Yeah.
So I'm just, walking you on my journey. But where you can get more of my journey is through Instagram. So follow me, Flawless Beauty by Nicole. Also, Flawless Beauty Suites. That's my main business and salon page. And then I love emailing now. I can stay on top of my emails now. So my email address is flawlessbeautybynnicole@yahoo.com. And that's where you can stay connected. But you can feel free to message me if you have any questions about, let's just say you have a question about a business idea that you're thinking of implementing, just getting some feedback on it. And if I can't give you that answer, I'll definitely point you in the right direction.
Nice. Yes. I appreciate you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, we're going to have our information on the BarberShed Academy so that hopefully you'll be able to hear past the fact that she's an amazing makeup artist and hear the business side of what Nicole is doing and hear the things that she's implementing and how I believe that the number one takeaway from our conversation is that the more you understand yourself and begin to value yourself, the better your business would be, the more impactful you would be in serving people. Would you agree?
I agree.
All right, thank you, Nicole.
Thank you. This was fun. Get my content. Yeah, Mike, I like the setup. Just to have me sitting in my little suite. Yeah, like, all right.
Check out your spot.
Yeah, you gotta come by. I'm only like 15 minutes from here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.